Today we will be changing the ceiling fan in the media room, which is where I do the majority of the video editing. This is kind of a special edition, if you will, as we will be installing a gift from the Super Fan Man that I got this year at the meet. This is a super branded 42-inch decorative ceiling fan. And this is one of the things I've mentioned this before that I like about this hobby. This is not just a fan. It's a basic run-of-the-mill fan, but this holds memories. It tells a story, either memories of where it was first seen out in the wild or at somebody else's house, or it can hold memories of the event or the person that gave it to you, etc. So this is kind of a neat one. And I suppose it is somewhat of a novelty on this channel because this is from the Canada. This is not a model you would normally see on this channel. I believe this is new, never been installed. Airworks. I wonder what the correlation is between Airworks, Super, SMC, probably all the same factory. The box looks like just a generic one that must have been used for different fans because the blades could clearly be a lot bigger and still fit in there. I wonder what year this is from. I remember back in the 2010s, very early 2010s, maybe even late. No, this would actually go back to the very late 2000s. I remember seeing fans like this still available. I think it was in other parts of the world. Does this have a date code anywhere? I wouldn't be surprised if this is from sometime in the 2000s because for whatever reason, and I always thought this was very interesting, other parts of the world maintained this style of fan for quite some time after it was canceled out here in the US. Whisper quiet operation. I find that hard to believe. Oh, we'll see if there's a day code in there somewhere. So here's the instruction, the manual. Probably not going to read that. Okay, well, that's the broken. The switch cap is just kind of floating around in there. Actually, that's not good because sometimes the styrofoam interacts poorly with these cheap plated finishes, so I'll probably put that in some kind of a bag when I put this back away. Here's the irons, the infamous cheap stamped irons. The pitch is respectable. Here's the blades. It looks like a sticker that should be on the motor. It says mount the lowest moving parts 2.5 meters above the floor. So you can tell this is not from the US because it uses a logical unit system. It does come with a light. You can take what the heck is all that ruckus? Seemed like a lot of unnecessary extra movements. It's got the classic tulip shades. I remember these being everywhere, even into the 2000s. And here's the motor, which there's a couple of loose screws in there. Hopefully those did not scratch up the housing everywhere. We'll assess that in a minute. We better assess it now in case some of the screws are missing. Because there are some holes in this bag. Put that box on the floor. I brought back the wobbly stool, backed by popular demand. Oh, this even has a safety cable. What is it with the fans and the Canada? People in Canada are like terrified of fans. You got the safety cables, you got those stupid grills that don't let any air through. I thought it was the Korean myth that if you sleep with a fan on at night, it'll kill you. Maybe the Canadians think something about fans too. Alright, here's the motor. It's a nice looking fan. Whoa. Okay, so we're missing 2 screws. We have 2 washers, and I saw 2 of the screws just, momentarily ago. Well, now where did the screws go? What the heck? Oh, there's one of them. It's dwelling within the switch housing. Oh, this is ludicrous. There it is. Okay, there's one. Is the second one in there too? I don't see it. Ah, there it is. Okay. We have all the screws. We'll retain this packaging for when we put it back away. Alright, so we have all the parts that we need. I'm going to proceed with taking this other one down now. And, oh, that's weird. This has the reverse pull chain. I've never installed or owned a Canadian ceiling fan before. I forgot about that. I wonder how many fans in Canada run in different directions all the time because people pull the wrong chain. Okay, we'll turn on the power and let's get started. Yeah, I bet the motor in these 2 fans is probably very similar. This one is from 94, I think we said. I liked this fan. It looked nice in here. Moved decent air, a little bit noisy, but had good performance, and it looked nice. I've really taken a liking to white and brass fans. You know, they have a they give the room a very light and spacious feel, but the brass gives it some class and character still, so it's a nice combination. And we have a lot of ceiling fans in here that I need to put away. So we'll just keep piling up, I guess, and then someday I'll finally get sick of all the junk on the floor and clean it up. That's usually how it goes around here. It gets really bad, and then I get tired of it, and then I finally clean it up. Oh, there's this little silverfish up there. Gross. I think I'm gonna have to turn on this 3733. I'm getting a little warm. It's 76 degrees in here. And when I was doing one of the first ceiling fan install videos in this house, it was in the living room, and it was particularly warm that night. And I didn't want to put the ceiling, or not the ceiling fan, I didn't want to put air conditioner on because it was going to be loud. And somebody in the comments box typed in, "Screw the viewers, put on air conditioner." And it was just such like a off the cusp kind of thing that was said, and it just stuck. I don't even remember who typed it in, but it just stuck all these years later. And screw the viewers, put on the 3733. Yeah, these irons are in really good condition. I don't like to stack irons without anything in between them because it just scratches up the finish. So even though I'm doing that multiple times here, if you put them down really gently, it'll be okay, but you do have to be very careful. Alright, I'm going to take out the incandescent light bulbs. We're going to reuse these incandescent light bulbs in the new fan. The heck, that incandescent light bulb has got a defect. Well, at least it still works and doesn't give anybody a headache. I did put some of the paper here to stop the wobble, but the ceiling looks really bad. I might see if I can find a medallion floating around somewhere. I'm pretty sure that I have. I think I just brought one back from the other location recently. I'll have to see if I can find it. I gotta clean up the kitchen later anyways. Oh, this wasn't even grounded. I guess I should have turned off the power first. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break to see if I can find a medallion and get a bag to put all this stuff into. I found the bag, but I couldn't find the medallion. I know I put it somewhere fairly obvious because I remember thinking that I wanted to use it any soon. But probably what happened is the whole downstairs is all tore up because of I gotta put the wood in there tomorrow, and so everything's all screwed up and out of place, and I bet I just put something on top of it and I can't see it, and it'll probably show up like tomorrow or next week, which is kind of annoying because I think that this fan would have looked really good with the medallion, but it's not to say that I can't put it back up again some other time. In fact, I have a feeling I'm going to particularly like this one, and I probably will use it again somewhere else. That's great. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back on there for now, and no reason to not have it attached. I'll add the blade screws to there as well. Okay, now we need the bracket for the new one. This one is going to be bonded. It says mount only to an outlet box marked acceptable for fan support. Don't tell me what to do. I'm mounted to where the heck I feel like. course, I took off the one that could stay. These screws are not threading very nicely. Almost feels like they're cross-threaded. I think they are. The threads are like destroyed in there. Can't make this stuff up. I should have set up a dedicated camera just for this wobbly stool. Maybe next time. That's my favorite event, when screws fall for no reason. I don't see the screw. Now I see it. The fan itself does not seem to have any bonding, just the bracket. Okay, so we have to set this up now. This did come with nice lead wire. Actually, that's enough to put this in the living room. Maybe we'll do that someday. We'll put it in the living room. Let me know in the comments box if we should put this into the living room at some point. Alright, so the canopy has to go on first. This paranoia safety thing, whatever, safety third, and then the actual lead wires themselves. I don't know why there's such long lead wires if the dumb safety cable is only 10 inches or whatever it is. We'll save that for some psychotic reason. Looks like they come with 3 SMC fobs. There should be a pin in here. Those are the blade screws. Okay, that's the pin that we needed. And there should be one of these. This plastic film came all the way from Canada. That pin is tough. What the heck? I can barely bend it open. Use the right size screwdriver. These are number 2s. No, this is number 1, isn't it? Yeah, that one's a number 2. This is number 1. These screws are number 1 screws. Why do you use such a big screwdriver? People say, because that's the size screwdriver that fits the screw heads. It's important to use the right size screwdriver, otherwise the screw heads will strip. Okay. I think that we are ready to put this on the ceiling. This always gets so scratched up sitting on there. I hate that. I don't want to cancel out these long lead wires because you never know when we might end up using them. So I'll just stuff them up inside the box. Oh boy. Okay, we do not yet have independent controls for the fan and the light, so both the black and the red are going to go into the black. the 3733, a mosquito got past the 3733. It should have just blown that thing right away. Something didn't feel right about the way that went on there. Yep, the wire broke. That would have been a serious fire hazard if I didn't pick up on that. Why it's so important to be familiar with your tools, know the way they work, know the way they're supposed to feel. Busted. Alright, I gotta get a new wire connector because this one is spoiled. I got a new wire connector and I stripped back the wire to the point where it's not weak anymore, and now we'll make a good connection. It's so important to pay attention and know when something isn't correct, and then stop and fix it like we did here. Alright, since there's already a plethora of wire up in the box, I'm just going to let the connection sit inside the canopy. I believe that is a passable way to do it. Okay, this is not cooperating in the slightest. I'm not sure if that's because of the wiring or because of the screws not being lined up. But I guess in case it's because of the wiring, I'll go ahead and stuff it up there like I normally do, just to get it out of the way. I don't think that that was the problem, but I don't know. Alright. Try and get a better angle from the side, maybe. What I don't like about this bracket is that this does not have a notch where the screw will stay. So when I put this in place, oh, that's part of our problem. The screw is not unscrewed at all. That's why it's not working. Now I'm sure it'll be just fine. But the same problem still stands in that there's no lip there, so when I turn the canopy to lock it in place, it doesn't like drop down and lock into place and kind of stay like it does on some other brackets. There's nothing stopping this from just turning back until I get the screws tightened. Lock washer needs to be on the outside. So now I gotta get this tightened before I can let go of it. All right. This thing is very dirty. There's like scrape marks and everything all over it. These are obviously very cheap, cheaply built fans, but I wouldn't really expect that for something brand new in the box. Gosh, it sounds like a stinking farm in here. And we'll just leave the safety cable there, because at least if it's outside, then we know that it's not trying to stick into any of the wire connectors or do anything else kind of not good. This is not threading properly. This is really giving its fair share of trouble here. I really think that these screws were cross-threaded from the factory. They didn't feel right coming out the first time, and they don't feel right going back in either. I hate to just jam it in there cross-threaded, but I don't know what else to do at this point. Yeah, it's just, oh, man. I really don't want to do that. Okay, lock it in place. All right. Let me see if I can kind of clean up the housing at all. It kind of looks more like defects in the finish, but I'll see if any of it wants to wipe off. Nah, it's defects in the finish. The downrod in particular is very bad. But you really won't see it from down below. We're only seeing it now because we're looking at it up close, but that's not normally how you look at a ceiling fan. On, off. Tell me it's single speed. That can't be. Alright, let's get these blades assembled. We need to open the plastic film, which is good for the environment, of course. I'll try as much as I can to preserve the plastic film. I don't usually have good luck saving this piece. I think I was successful. Alright, we should be able to put the blades back in there someday. And we'll save that for some psychotic reason. Oh boy, there's lots of hardware here. Better take a quick glance at the instruction manual so we get the ordering correct. Caution. Read rules for safety operation and instructions carefully. Don't tell me what to do. It doesn't say? This manual stinks! There's skunks that smell better than that manual. That doesn't tell you anything. Well, we'll just take a guess. Looks like we have nuts, bolts, a lock washer, and a thick washer. So what is the most logical way for this to go together? I guess like this: the screw, the lock washer, the bolt, the washer, and then the nut. I think that's the most logical way to do it. If that's what the expectation is or not, I have no idea, because the expectation was not published. I gotta take a quick break to change the camera battery. Oh, cheese. I just realized I forgot to look at the motor to see if there was a date code on there. Maybe I can still before I put on the blades. Yeah, the finish is very dodgy in these irons too. That's definitely just a defect in it. But again, you know, from a couple feet away you won't see it. Fruit flies in the media room. That must have come in past a 3733 somehow as well. Oh, for heaven's sakes. This is kind of tedious compared to you know, regular irons with the screws that just go into the iron itself. Though I suppose it's also worth considering I'm going much slower and trying to be a lot more careful with the unit than the average consumer would have been. And the electrician probably charges by the hour, so what the heck does he or she care? This is like parchment paper. Oh, it comes with switch caps, so you could do either way, with the light or without the light. I decided to stop using the lock washers for a couple seconds there. That was stupid. One of the realities of life is that sometimes smart people do stupid things. And the inverse is also true, although less common. Sometimes stupid people do smart things. Come with one extra complete set of hardware, one set of screw, nut, bolt, washer. Oh, then I got multiple lock washers on there. That's cool. Or is that just an illusion? I think it was just an illusion because the surface is so reflective. Okay, I just got fooled by an illusion. That's great. Well, it is getting late. I warned about that before, I think. Okay. So now we got to get the blade screws. Actually, I'm going to check to see if there's any indication of when this was made. There is no indication of when this was made. Maybe that's why I didn't even check it before, because there was nothing to check. It's kind of risky to ship it with the screws in there like that, unless it's a non-interference setup, which it probably is if that was done. Stupid knees. Don't get old, people. The body breaks down quick. Okay, now we gotta get the light. And I'm going to preemptively unscrew, or at least loosen rather, all these screws before we put it up, because it's much easier now. Max 60 watts type. Ah! Those not type. Ah! And those are types. But we're using them anyways. Alright, there's 3 little tiny screws here that I guess are for holding this on. Oh, those are going to be fun to get back in. Seriously? Why couldn't something larger have been used? Is this orientation specific? Doesn't look like it. Oh, great. The little lock washer came off. I might have to just go over the floor with a magnet. Well, for the sake of time, I'll just install it without it. It's not like it's gonna come off, but I will come back and try to find it later. I might also just have to vacuum the room with the bagless vacuum and see if I can find it that way, because this thing is so small. It might even just be lost in the carpet. I really feel like it shouldn't have gone that far, but it might have. Ow! Oh. I can't kneel anymore. That's why I put this up, so I could sit at the stool. There it is. Okay. We'll save that for some psychotic reason. These are quite long. It's a bit excessive. That is so weird to see the 3 chains. That is a really nice looking fan. I like that quite a bit. Okay, that completes the installation. It looks great. We'll find out if it works great in a couple days.